Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Vyavayasyamika Budirka Kurunadana Bahushaka Anantascha Bahudeo Vyavasyanyam. Vaishyanmika, resolute Krishna consciousness. Buddhi, intelligence. Eka, only one. Iha, in this world. Kuru Nadana, O beloved child of the Kurus. Bahu Shakha, various branches. He, indeed. Anatadha, unlimited. Cha, also. Buddhaya, intelligence. Avyas Vaishyanyam, of those who are not in Krishna consciousness. Translation. Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one, O beloved child of the Kurus. The intelligence of those who are irresolute is many-branched. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C.Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. A strong faith in Krishna consciousness, that one should be elevated to the highest perfection of life, is called Vaishvyavasmika, intelligence. The Chaitanya Charitamrita states, Charidha Shabha Vishva Kaya Shadera Nichya Krishna Bhakti Kila Sarve Karma Kitaya. Faith means unflinching trust in something sublime. When one is engaged in the duties of Krishna consciousness, he need not act in relationship to the material world with obligations to family traditions, humanity, or nationality. Purtive activities are the engagements of one's reactions from past good or bad deeds. When one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need no longer endeavor for good results in his activities. When one is situated in Krishna consciousness, all activities are on the absolute plane, for they are no longer subject to dualities like good and bad. The highest perfection of Krishna consciousness is renunciation of the material conception of life. This state is automatically achieved by progressive Krishna consciousness. The result purpose of a person in Krishna consciousness is based on knowledge. Vasudeva Sarvaiti Cha Mahatma Sudurlabha, by which one comes to know perfectly that Vasudeva Krishna is the root of all manifested causes. As water on the root of a tree is automatically distributed to the leaves and branches, in Krishna consciousness one can render the highest service to everyone, namely self, family, society, country, humanity, etc. If Krishna is satisfied by one's actions, then everyone will be satisfied. Service in Krishna consciousness is, however, best practiced under the able guidance of a spiritual master, who is a bona fide representative of Krishna, who knows the nature of the student, and who guide him to act in Krishna consciousness. As such, to be well versed in Krishna consciousness, one has to act firmly and obey the representative of Krishna. And one should accept the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master as one's mission in life. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur instructs us in his famous praise for the spiritual master as follows. Yasyat prasada bhagavat prasada, yasyat prasada nagati kutopi, dayam srivastas tasyat isadam, vande gurashi charanarivingam. By satisfaction of the spiritual master, the Supreme Personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. And by not satisfying the spiritual master, there is no chance of being promoted to the plane of Krishna consciousness. I should therefore meditate and pray for His mercy 3 times a day, and offer my respectful obeisances unto Him, my spiritual master. The whole process, however, depends on perfect knowledge of the soul beyond the conception of the body, not theoretically but practically. When there is no longer chance for sense gratification manifested in fruitive activities, one who is not firmly fixed in mind is diverted by various types of fruitive acts. Om Agyantanandasyam Jnanashala Shalakaya Takshura Meditayana Tatmasi Gurave Namaha. I offer my humble obeisance to my spiritual master, His Divine Grace, A.C.Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, who has opened out my eyes with torchlight of knowledge. So we all have to make decisions, right? How we should act, what do we eat, what do we do? We go to this friend, that friend, do we go to the toilet now? All those different things. But how we base those decisions? Do we just go to the toilet every minute so we're not going to miss it? Or we go just to any friend? Or we have, I don't know, we pick up any association, any country, government? No, we ask, right? We ask our senses. Oh, what do I want to eat now? Should I go to the toilet now or in an hour? I have a bus to catch, let me check the bus schedule. We always try to be guided by something. So, unless we understand the consequences of our guidance, right, we will be bewildered every time. What to do, how should I act, all those different things. Now it's voting season, right? People vote, this parliament, that thing, all the different politicians, they try to get some votes on a really nice basis, like solidarity, protect the women, protect the older caste, protect this, protect that. But they forget. What do they forget? The root of all problems, right? They speak about solidarity, but where are the animals, right? They speak about society, sociological impacts, right? The old people. But what about the young people? What about the children in the womb? What about them? Are they not part of our society? Part of our human society, right? So they neglect those parts, right? They say, oh, this is the animals, they don't have soul, or we need to eat, what we're going to eat, all those different things. Well, what is that? This is ignorance. How can we deny effect, right? We can effect. We can see the trees are growing, there are vegetables producing grains, there are grains, vegetables, so on, all those different things. And the cows, right? The cows, they even have tears sometimes, right? They're trying to run away when they're trying to kill them. So how can we claim? We have all the same aspects of life. We have birth, we have the disease in the animals, the growth, dwindling, producing some byproducts, right? Blood, tears, emotions, all the different things. But there is no soul, right? They're not equal. Just like a homeless person, right? If now the government says, go eat the homeless person, right? So many people, they'll be reluctant. But why? Why not to be reluctant about the cows, about the animals, about the children in the womb, right? In China, we heard recently, there are a special delicacy called embryos. They eat embryos, yes. So we're very close to this edge of human society, which is just around the corner of a total hypocrisy, total chorality. It's actually predicted for this age of Kali that eventually there will be almost no intelligence, no actual intelligence that will guide people towards humanitarian, sociological aspect, nationalism, all those different things, right? So they come to us we distribute books and they tell us, oh, you don't care about the family, you don't care about your nation, you don't go in Israel, you don't go to the army, right, the Middle East, you should go serve your country, patriotism, all those different things. But they don't understand that, yes, we are taking care of the family, we're taking care of our nation, taking care of the neighbor, even of the plants and the animals and the smallest till the end. Because we are doing it purely. What is purely? Purely is without any hypocrisy, without any negligence, without any ignorance. They say ignorance is a bliss, right? But what is that bliss? Simply until the point you're gonna the bliss is gonna come to an end. Then you will have to search for something else, right? The bubble gonna explode. So this is actually a death, my friends. You see, there is death hovering upon our head all the time. If we neglect that, we won't be able to actually help anyone. Neither the children, neither the women, neither the old caste of the people, all those different people in Africa, this, that. We're simply gonna bring them closer to degradation. Instead of self-realization, this Bhagavad Gita is the science of self-realization. How to understand the purpose of this human form, right? The purpose is a very big chance to elevate ourselves to spiritual consciousness, right? In material consciousness, we have good, we have bad. Well, if I go to this friend, then that friend, he will, I don't know, think badly about me. I forgot to give him a call. I forgot to give him this, to that. But I'll go to my nice girlfriend. We'll have a nice time. I will forget about everything, whatever. Simply ignorance, you see. And then we have to meet the friend, have some, embarrassing faces and conversations. This. I'm sorry. I was just like having my, nonsense coffee, and I was so intoxicated. I fell on the curb. Right? How many times we heard those silly excuses, right? Simply because they forgot one thing. Krishna! They forgot to water the root. Yes. What's the use of watering different branches and leaves, right? Water the leaf. What happens? Nothing. Simply gonna spread around the tree, the grass gonna get, weeds gonna grow, right? Whoever has a garden here, whatever. Very, very, a lot of problems. But if you water the root nicely, the tree gonna be nourished. We're gonna have some nice fruits. If it's a good tree, right? Of course, if you water some tree without fruits, that whatever. But we have some pomegranates, apples, right? Can bring, offer it to Krishna. Look, our friends, very nicely, thank you. You see, so why not? Why not to water the root, right? Krishna consciousness is not something sectarian. People think, oh, you go to the temple, so that's it. Your social life is over. No more fun, no more this, no more dancing, no more friends, no more nice beverages, right? No more nice vodka or whatever. But they're wrong. Simply on account of the ignorance again. But Krishna consciousness, you can do everything in Krishna consciousness. Nothing is out. Krishna is everything, right? The absolute. So how can we say we cannot do something with Krishna, right? But because our material consciousness, we have to understand that we don't know how to work with this work in the spiritual sphere. You see, even our body can be used in Krishna consciousness, as long as we establish a connection with a bona fide spiritual master. If we simply come to Krishna and tell him, I want to do this, I want to do that, right? What's going to happen? Irresolute in many branched. You see, the water going to be spilled everywhere. Nothing going to be nourished. Nothing going to happen. Simply, we're going to waste our life, right? And at the time of death, we're going to see everything over again, and then we're going to remember, oh, this moment that I met this great devotee, Srila Prabhupada, His Divine Grace. I missed that opportunity. I neglected the root. Simply cutting my own branch, just like a monkey, right? He's jumping on the branch, jumping. The branch is having a little crack. He continues to jump, and then he falls down from the same branch. So instead of utilizing that branch to get down, water the root nicely, he neglects. Doesn't want to go down. You see? So we invite everyone. You can do anything. You can write music. You can cook for Krishna. You can dance. You can make parties. Whatever you want. As long as you establish this connection with the spiritual master. If we try for example, to work with electricity or like with something we don't 100% understand, right? We all have an experience of what is spirituality, right? Very vaguely, right? But if we come to the perfect electricianist, the person who is in direct touch with Krishna, right? Krishna is the pure devotee. He is 100% Krishna conscious. You see, he doesn't need to do anything on the material sphere, but he simply instructs us. You do this, you do that. Follow me. Okay, you want to be you want to instruct everyone? Okay, so you follow me. I'll tell you what to do, whatever. Just like a teacher, right? We go to a school, the teacher writes solely A, B, C. Did he forget the alphabet that he needs to understand it again and write it slower? No! He knows that. He knows that perfectly. But for us, for the dull-headed lechas and yavanas and shudras, and not even shudras, he comes and by his grace, he elevates us. He tells us, here, you can do this. If you do this like that, you see, it's the same thing that you were doing before, but it's Krishnized. It's plugged into the right source, right? If we don't know how to plug whatever, I bring some European plug to the electricity. All the electricity gonna whatever. There's something gonna happen to it. I don't know. But if we ask the electricianist, oh, what should I do? Maybe I should have some a different plug, change it, whatever. So yes, my friend. You come, you do like this, you do like that, and it's all the same. And we're actually more blissful from that activity, from the same activity, right? I myself, I was simply drawing nonsense. This, that, some woman, animals, right? Turning into a monkey step by step. But I came to the spiritual master and I said, oh, what should I do that I will make myself satisfied, right? No more changing this, that. Tired of that. How much time we have to change, understand what do we want, right? I simply took the same thing I was doing before, was drawing for Krishna, and I'm satisfied. Why not? What do we have to lose? You see? Simply, we chant this wonderful mantra, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Attract everyone, so they will make their life simple and full of spiritual potency, right? Material potency is nothing, right? We take the spiritual from the material, everything is dead, everything is numb, right? So we have to nourish the root. When one is awake in Krishna consciousness, he need no longer to endeavor in result or in his for good result in his activities. So even that hankering, that lamentation, oh, my drawing, I missed this line, I don't know, something happened, this, that. It's all right. Krishna, he's satisfied by our love. You see, not lust, by our love. If we actually come to him and we understand, oh, I'm such a fallen, I'm so fallen, I have to somehow elevate myself. Somehow, who will help me? Who's going to do it? Srila Prabhupada, please guide me. He simply takes away that fruitive mentality, step by step. You see, we no more we no more disturb if I did it good or it was good enough or that or this. It was a really nice pastime of a yogi and was sitting by the Ganges. And he went to a class once, to a nice lecture of a great sadhu, and the sadhu told in the lecture, if it's enough, even if you meditate on a certain Krishna conscious service, on a certain Krishna conscious activity, it will be completed without even starting, right? We here in the temple, we have a small intimate temple, and simply by meditating on, oh, we're going to get I don't know, we're going to make some big Ratha Yatra and invite tons of people. And yes, we endeavor, of course it's good to do some act in order to get it, but it's already done. Krishna is already satisfied. Why? Because we are going to the expert electricianist. You see, just like here, Yasyat prasada bhagavat prasada, yasyat prasada nagati kutopi. By the satisfaction of the spiritual master, the supreme personality of Godhead becomes satisfied. So, that same yogi, he heard that lecture, and he said, oh, well, I don't have anything to offer to Krishna. He was simply offering Ganges water, right? Worshipping the Ganges. You can do it by offering the same water to the Ganges, right? But he said, I'm going to do something more, right? I'm going to meditate and meditate on nice offerings to Krishna. I'll meditate doing some nice sweet rice, this, that, some chutney. So he was meditating on bringing all the different fresh Ganges water from all the different Ganges from all India and offering it to Vishnu, to Narayan. And he was practicing it for a long time. And then something very interesting happened actually. He was sitting and he offered some sweet rice. And if you try sweet rice, it's a cold dish, right? It's like a nice sweet drink with like a rice pudding in the bottom. So he wanted to check that it's not too hot, because you're supposed to like boil the milk, put the rice, blah blah, everything, and wait for it to cool down. So he simply touched the so-called. There wasn't even a dish there. He touched the preparation to check if it's too hot, and he got burned. And he was amazed. He was shocked. How I got burned? If I was just meditating on that. He wasn't believing his own practice. But even that was enough for Krishna to accept his gesture. Why? Because he went through a bona fide source. He connected himself. Yoga. What does yoga mean? Right? To connect. We all are walking, going, flying around the universe until we find the bona fide representative of Krishna, so we can establish that connection very nicely. So why not to take advantage of His divine grace, A.C.Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, and become perfect this lifetime, not next, not hundreds of kalpas and yugas over again, going through the dogs, hogs, this form, that form, passing stool every hour. What is that? Simply chant, dance, feast. Why not? Very nice. Grantaraj, Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.